Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Entrepreneur School. I am Julie. I'm probably a new face to you. I'm filling in for Kelly today. There's a nasty flu and a bunch of colds going around right now, and it sounds like she needs a little bit of repair time. Kelly is the founder of Entrepreneur School and KS & Co., and I work with her on the visual communication side of things. Not so much the tech side of things, unfortunately, but it's all good. We are a marketing and branding agency, and we bring in some amazing trainers to talk about all the different pieces of entrepreneurship because we want to help you succeed and level up personally and professionally. So today I'm very excited to welcome our guest. She is an intuitive business coach and a mindset coach with a magical approach to online marketing and social media. She helps business owners and entrepreneurs lead with love and intuition, trust more, worry less, and tap into full alignment to level up. So meet Charlotte Petite Noble.
Yay, thank you so much for having me. I am so happy. Can you hear me well? Everyone's hearing me well, seeing me well, everything. I am so excited about that workshop. I love workshop because you get your hands dirty as much as I do. So I love the workshop. Do you have anything that you want to share with me before I get started, Judy? Or do you want just me to plug in and deliver, provide all the value that I want to provide today?
Yeah, I'd love for you to maybe touch a little bit about how you got here, how you became an entrepreneur, a little bit about your backstory, but I'm going to hand it off to you to, just bring that positive energy into our conversation and lead away.
Yes. So I'm Charlotte. I come from France. You probably know from my very big, strong accent, which for a long time I thought was a weakness, but it's actually a strength. So it's always the way you choose to see it. And I choose to see it as a strength. I started my career in Paris. I was doing a lot of online marketing for a beautiful fashion magazine, Marie Claire. I was dealing with the partnership, and it was an amazing experience. 2 years after I started my career, my boyfriend, now husband, told me, hey, I have that massive opportunity to come to Los Angeles. Would you like to join? And I'm like, I don't speak English. Let's do it. Because I wasn't able to align two words. I was barely saying hello. And I was so shy to say hello to someone who might understand me that I was just not speaking at all. So I took intensive English classes. And I even took very funny, I don't say that very often, but I even took acting classes so that I could just, get over my shyness of talking and really step into that full American dream, right? I took 10 months of intensive classes because the goal was to be hired by a big corporation here and keep moving on the marketing ladder. Didn't happen this way because I didn't have a work visa. So I created my own company in France, worked with international people, and it was amazing, still doing online marketing, still really diving deeper into the social media world. And I had a blast, but I got bored. And so I decided out of the blue to become a hairstylist. Yes, you can have many lives in just one life. And I became a hairstylist for a couple, 4 years. And it was a great experience, but I realized that I was more passionate about building my clientele online than actually doing the hair. So it was a great experience for my hair. I had all colors of my hair and it was fun, but I was so much more interested in having people and getting my clientele. And I was also very interested in teaching others how to do hair. Very funny, right? Because I was just not a lot of experience, but I was already teaching other, hey, you should do that with hair. So that's why I realized that there was something about teaching that really fired me up inside. So I decided to combine everything together. And in November 2020, right after COVID started, I decided to launch my very first online coaching program. Massive success, enroll 10 people in a month. All had amazing, tremendous results. And I kept moving on, doing all the things and just doing. I became the human doing. I barely saw my son, who was 1 year old, looked so small. My husband not even my husband. I was just doing, because that's all what I was taught. It was like do the things, have the blog, have the social media presence, send emails, do. And one morning I woke up with hives everywhere, giant urticaria. I couldn't even touch myself. I lost a few pounds more. I was like, the look of me was sick. Like you see me and you're like, she's sick. She's like, something's going on. If it's not anorexia, like something's not right. Plus the hives, it was just like, my body was just saying me like, you need to stop, darling, because next time it won't be like hives. It would be like probably something more serious. So you either listen now and you stop being a human doing, or next time you don't know what you're going to get. I went to the doctor and the doctor said, no more jumping on the bed. No, I'm kidding. The doctor said that the hives can last for 8 months. And I'm like, 8 months? Like, no, I cannot focus. I cannot, my kids cannot touch me. So it's not possible. And so I decided to take the opposite way of what everybody else was telling me to do, which is take medicines and do this and do that. And I say, like, let's do it like the Eastern way, right? And I changed everything. I changed the way I ate. I changed the way I processed the business. I close my laptop, meditate 5 times a day, walk barefoot on the grass, reconnected with my husband, reconnected with my son, spending like time watching him, just watching him like grow. Most amazing things to do if you have like time, right? Well, you should make time for that, because it's the most amazing things to do and you learn so much from them. And believe it or not, in 5 days, the hives completely disappeared, and I haven't had any more ever since that day, since I changed the way I was running my business, since I changed the way I was present in my life. And that day I become a human being, because I stopped doing all the things that were not necessarily at that time. And I made the business evolve with my learning and with my experience to the point where now there are strategy. Yes, you still need to do something. I call it manifest action, because you still need to take action, right? But when you play with the energy around and when you align with your energy and with the energy of your audience, suddenly it becomes like a massive momentum, and you start to flow and to attract out of the blue. I call it the out of the blue, but actually you manifest that with your energy. And I started to attract even more. And that was like my key. And I'm like, everybody should know about that, because we're hearing so many things from society and we're like completely locked into like a vision that is not even 360. It's just like, boom, you need to do that. And so everybody is doing that. And it didn't work for me, and apparently it didn't work for a lot of people, because guess what you see on social media, it's not true. It's not always true. Or you see like the 20% who has made it, but you don't see the other 80% who are like struggling to really like embrace who they are and really like step fully into their full potential, so that they don't have to become a human doing. So that's where I come to do that work, the work that I do, energy and marketing, energy and business growth, and tapping into the quantum field, the energy field, to really like manifest what you want.
Love it. That is some great background into what you do. And I'm sure we can all relate to being in that place and feeling like every day you're waking up and doing to try to achieve something. So yeah, let's get into a bit of the workshop piece. So
Yes.
Do you have some ideas for what we're going to do today?
Yes, I do. Can I share my screen?
Absolutely. Should be able to do that.
And by the way, if you have any question about my background, about what I'm about to share, just like it's a small group, just unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah.
All right. Share. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Amazing. Let's go into presentation mode. So you can see it even bigger. I think it's pretty big right now, but let's put it like even bigger. All right, this is my contribution for Entrepreneur School. So the energy by marketing equals exponential growth. And so we're going to enter the energy lab together today. The first stop that we're going to make, and I want you to learn that if there is something that you need to know about energy or your center, and there is two centers that entrepreneurs must be aware of. The number one center is the one just after the root center. So I'm not a chakra expert, but I'm very interested into the energy center, and the energy center follow the chakras, right? So the first one that we want to focus on is just below the navel. And the second one is the solar plexus, just above the navel. Those two centers are where the guilt, shame, pain, and worthiness, lack, victimization, that's where that energy, that negative energy is stuck. And on the above, on the solar plexus, is everything about competition, control, impatience, ego. So when you feel jealousy, when you feel you're not enough, it's either you have energy stuck below the navel or onto your solar plexus above the navel. So the first thing that I want to invite you to do is let's just unlock that energy that might be just stuck right now. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes with me. We're going to breathe together, and I'm going to share with you a breathing technique that will help you unlock and unstuck those two energy center when the energy is stuck. So you can stay seated. I'm going to just because I can feel better my body. But basically, we'll take 3 big deep breaths together, and I hope you can still hear me. And then I'm going to ask you to, once you breathe in, I will ask you to really plug your lower ab, plug your upper lab, and push the energy up towards the prana tube, which is following your spine up into your brain, and hold at the top. And when it's at the top, I want you to experience and vision the energy pushing out of your brain. And when I will say release, the energy will be just go around you onto your roots. And we will do that several times for each center. So first round, we're just going to breathe together. So let's close your eyes and let's take that first big breathe in together. Hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Drop the shoulder, release the tension, the stress, release. Breathe in again with me. Breathe in. Hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Another time, breathe in. Hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Now that we have taken some breaths together, I want you to focus your attention onto that first energy center that I told you about, the one that is just below your navel. Focus, have your inner sight focusing on that energy center. Imagine an orange ball around that energy center, and just, focus on it. I want you to send some love to that energy center. I want you to send some gratitude, some light, some orange light, some beautiful light towards that energy center right below your navel. I want you to focus even more on it and really feel the space that the energy center occupies inside your body. I want you to feel the space that the energy center just occupies in the room, even where you are standing or sitting right now. Just feel the space as well around that energy center. Remember, when you place your attention, the energies flow. So when you want to heal some part of your body, you have to place your attention onto that specific part. So right now, as we unlocking and stocking the energy here to release the guilt, shame, pain, worthiness, scarcity mindset, victimization. We place our energy right onto that center. And when you have a good sense of it, I'm going to invite you to take a big, deep breath in, but I want you to contract all your muscle and really like envision the energy from that center going up to the prana tube, up until towards your brain. So let's do it. Breathe in, contract your abs, lower abs, upper abs, and envision that energy just like a straw putting up towards your brain, and push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Again, as if it wants to come out of your head and release. And envision the energy turning around you, plugging back onto your roots. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, contract your abs, contract your upper abs, and envision that energy flowing through your spine, following your spine up to your brain, and push it as if it wants to get out of your head. And release. The energy, like an apple, is going back around you towards the roots. And we're going to do that 1 more time for that energy center. So let's have a big deep breath in, contracting your lower ab, upper ab, envisioning that energy flowing towards your spine, towards your brain, following your spine towards your brain, and push that energy top of your head as it wants to get out. Push it, push it, push it. And release. I invite you to just like move around a little bit if you feel like it, before we focus on that second energy center, your solar plexus, which is the yellow light, the yellow energy center that controls the control, competition, and patience ego. So let's focus our energy onto our solar plexus right now. Send it love, send it light. Be grateful for all the signal that energy center is giving you. And we're going to do the same exercise. We're going to breathe in, envisioning that energy going up through your brain and release it at the end. So let's breathe in together. Contract your lower ab, upper ab, and push that energy up towards your brain. Push it, push it, push it, push it as it wants to come out. And release. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a big 3 breaths in and contract your abs, lower ab. Envision that energy going towards your brain, following your prana tube, and push it when it's at the top of your head. Push it as the energy wants to get out. Again, hold it. You can do it. And release. And we're going to do it 1 more time. Breathe in, contract that lower abs, upper abs, and envision that energy going up towards your brain, that lights towards your brain, and push it. Once you're up, push it, push it, push it. Hold it even more. Hold it. And release. Slowly but surely, my friends, I want you to go back to your body and to your room and just like feel your body and feel your senses. Just feel it. How do you feel right now? Take a few seconds to just like assess how you feel. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. All right, I'd love to know how you feel right now. Does you feel that the energy has flown and you're just like ready for more? Very cool. All right, let's keep moving on, and you can share in the comments in the chat if you don't. unmute yourself. Can you hear me? Because I keep seeing like those messages that the microphone has changed. So I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, cool. Beautiful. So here's how the whole creation is working for everything that you do. And of course, we focus on the business side, but this is how it all works, right? So the number one thing that you have is an idea. You start with an idea that is hopefully rooted to your vision, right? It's rooted in your vision. So you have that fabulous idea, that business idea, whatever. That idea is a thought. From that idea, you're going to develop some emotion. So your idea makes you feel a certain way, either elevating, either low vibe emotion. From that emotion, you will want to make a choice, right? From how you feel, you will choose to act, react, or enact. And from that choice, you will then behave, either by taking an action, by reacting to a situation, or by simply don't move forward. From that behavior, you're going to get some results. Your behavior creates result or lack of result. You are responsible for your result. You always are responsible for your results. But when you know where that comes from, the thought and then the emotion and then the choice that you make, you understand that if you want to change your result, then you need to change your thought, your emotion, and the choice that you make. And as soon as you understand that, as soon as you pick up on that idea that, if I want to change something in my business, maybe I need to make different choices. Then you pick up and you expand to a new idea and to a new set of thoughts. Listen, you can either like stay in the loop of the vicious cycle when you're low vibe vibration, low vibe energy. And so you have low vibe thought, low vibe emotion. You react or not act. And so you have lack of result. But at any time, you can interrupt the pattern and change your...
Oh, Charlotte, it sounds like you cut out a little bit there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, yes, we got you back.
Okay, good. So I was saying you can either like stay in the loop of the vicious cycle where you are on the low vibe energy. And so you create low vibe thoughts. The story that, we don't want to tell ourselves, but sometimes they're here, the doubt, the fear, the whatever. So you create low vibe emotion. And so you react or enact based on that. The choice is clear, right? And so you have lack of result. But you can at any time interrupt that pattern. That's the beauty of being a human being, is that you're responsible for your thought and you're responsible for changing and choosing a different emotional channel for yourself so that the choice that you're making are different and you can create different results. Once you understand that and once you know how it works, you can never unlearn it. It's impossible. It's just here. You have to go with it and you have to take responsibility for what you put inside your head and the way you behave. Any question about the creation cycle from thought to matter? Is it clear for you? Very cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I wanted to stop for a minute and talk about marketing because that's good to know how you create things. And that's fabulous to see that, you have the thought that create emotion and the combination of them make you make a choice. Then you act, react, and you get some results. How do you apply that to business and marketing? Well, super easily. And you can probably have felt it already. There is a marketing that sounds very manipulative. And when it's not aligned with who you truly are, it can sound very manipulative. It's when you focus on the outcome instead of the intention behind your action. It's when you start to feel controlling and impatient, right? The solar plexus center. You pull and force things to happen instead of allowing the flow of life to happen to you, to just life to be. you become competitive instead of collaborative, and you forgot what you love instead of loving what you do. You overworked, you frustrated. That was completely me before I had that hives experience, right? So a good way to know if you're not aligned with your marketing strategy is to check in with yourself and see if you feel overworked, if you feel frustrated, if you forgot about what you really love doing what you do. If you started to compare yourself too much, there is some sort of misalignment. If you started to focus on the big outcome, I'm not saying that it's not important to have goals. I'm just saying that when the outcome becomes the reward and the intention is placed onto the second position, then there is a misalignment with your energy and you will feel that into your results. So I'm asking you right now, if you to check in on yourself and to really ask yourself the right question to make sure that you are still aligned with the type of marketing that you're putting out there. Because if you don't get the result and you feel frustrated about it, chances are that the strategy that you're using are not even aligned, and the energy that you put when you post something on the internet, when you reach out to someone, if the energy is not aligned with your higher self, with the vision that you have for your business, it's not going to work and you're not going to get the result that you want because you're misaligned. So I'm asking yourself, just, quick assessment. Are you aligned? Is your marketing strategy, is the things that the income generating activity that you do to grow your business are aligned with yourself? Where is your intention when you do that? Are you still enthusiastic and open? Do you feel like you attract, or do you feel like you're forcing it out? Do you feel like you forgot what you love, or no, you still love what you do? So super important to really assess where you are, because if you want to include more energy into what you do and attract the soul clients and not the penny in the butt clients, you need to be aligned with that, and you need to be crystal clear about what needs to change right now. Question, anything that anyone wants to add? All right. This is a pretty cool graphic, and that is actually showing you what's going on when you don't care for your energy and when you don't pay attention to your intention behind each action that you take. I call it either the coherent marketing. So that is when you are in alignment with who you truly are. You are authentic. You are really plugging onto the strategy that makes you feel alive. And the survival marketing, when you push your message for the noise and become a human doing. So you absolutely want to have your message put in front of people, and instead of listening to what's going on and to your energy, you're just forcing the things to happen. And by the way, that happened in the real life as well. And you've probably experienced that when you force something to happen, it's either not working or you have that very icky feeling about the result that you got from it. So this is the same thing. If you don't take care of your energy around you shrink, and you repulse people even, and you don't reach and you don't attract those other souls that vibe at the same frequency as you, right? At the frequency that you want them to vibe in. So if your frequency shrink, guess what? You're going to attract people with a shrink frequency as well, with the energy that is probably as shitty as yours. Pardon my French. But if you expand, and if you're more open, and if you're more authentic, and if you're really put the intention behind the love that you have for your work and the intention of really serving and really doing what you love, then suddenly you expand and you need less effort to reach out to more people. So you can see the difference of, the red circle and the green circle. And it's actually happening the exact same way. You actually shrink. And I'm sure you have experienced that. Two of the same posts on social media. One is getting 100,000 comments. The other one is getting crickets. What's the difference? The intention of the person behind the post is not the same vibe. And so they plug into different frequency. But when you understand how to plug into the frequency, your own frequency, but also the frequency of your audience, now your message is fluid. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Do you have questions, Julie?
No, that's really good. And I like how you put it. And it's also an interesting parallel to when you're putting out a message and it's not for your intended audience, how that sort of marketing or messaging can repulse certain clients that are not your ideal client because they're on a different wavelength than you.
Absolutely.
So I really like how that ties into that concept.
And when you understand that, then it becomes super easy for you to just like focus on, well, who you are with that, authenticity and vulnerability, and plug into what your audience is really looking for. And I assure you that you're going to stop attracting the people who cannot afford your service, who, are not like your ideal client, or kind of pain in the butt clients. You're going to stop attracting the people who are not on the same frequency as you. And that is just like such a relief, because now you work less and get better results.
Right. And that's everybody's goal, right?
Yeah. All right, activity time. I want to invite the community to now shift their results in real time with me. So I'm going to have you like take your notebook and follow my lead. So the number one thing that I'm inviting you to do is really like to assess where you are right now. So this is what I call the business synergy wheel. You can do that with all areas of your life, but for the purpose of today, we are at the Entreprenuer School. So we're going to focus on business. For each part of your business, and business and career, it's the general overall feeling that you have for your career and business. Finances, super essential. We all like looking for ways to really improve our money mindset and stuff. So it's important to assess the finances as well, because guess what? What you can track can always be improved. That's as easy as that. If you don't track, if you fear something and don't look at it, you cannot improve it. You have to face it, and you have to really like be aware of the numbers to be able to improve it. Personal development, very important. And then all the activity that you're supposed to do for your business, right? Those are the income generating activities. So number one, the reach out, prospecting, whatever you call it. Number two, the thing that you do to attract people, to really align your energy, to have that power up effect when you reach out. Number three, how you nurture people, the people who are on your list, the people who are watching you, the people who are like on seeing your post, etc., etc. You're selling and you serving. So super easy from 1 to 10. I want you to assess where you are at in all those parts. 1 being like, I'm not aligned at all. 10 being, I feel fantastic about it. Once you have your number, I want you to be like super aware of the emotion behind it. Are you a 9 and feel passion? Are you a 5 and feel just contentment? What those number means for you in terms of emotion? Because we know by now that emotion play a massive role on the things you are able to do, on the choice that you're making or not making, on the result that you are sharing and achieving. So 1 to 10 for each part that I'm presenting right now, and associate to that one specific emotion. I'm going to leave you like 1 to 2 minutes to do it like super fast.
This is going to take some honesty here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some real honesty on where we're at with some of these items.
And that's the first step, once you're aware, you can easily improve. So that's the whole point of it. And Real honesty as well is that, ooh, there is something here like the rich parts. Like a lot of entrepreneurs fears the rich part. Oh, I'm going to feel too salesy. I'm going to feel too not aligned with what I do. And I'm just going to just focus on attraction. The true story is that you need to reach out at one point to activate the attraction. You need to take inspired action to tell the universe, to tell the source, life force, God, whatever you call her, that you are ready to receive more. So you need to take some sort of action, but reaching out to people doesn't need to be like icky and aligned, can be completely like out of love and very aligned with who you are. But once you're honest with it, then it becomes easy to do something about it. So step number one, the assessment. Do you want to share something with us that you're working on? Maybe like you have like a rate, a note that is not where you want and you want to share, Julie?
Oh boy. I can tell you right now, like, as far as the nurturing piece goes, for myself, I'm not in a great great place right now with that. I wouldn't say so much client wise, but I would say with around the house. I've got some sick children in the house, and I'm getting a little flustered around trying to get work done and trying to nurture them at the same time. And so it's putting me in a funny headspace. So I'm realizing that right now as we're going through this, that I'm probably feeling a little bit of guilt and insecurity around that, and that's coming through some of the work that I'm doing. So it's funny how to see these places, and when we talk about work, and it can really be fed from our home life or our personal life, and how that sort of thing can pull through. And when you become more aware of it, that can help you identify and shift those energies.
I love that you share that. And there is something that you can do like right away to lower the pressure that you have on your shoulder. And if you look at the emotional scales from Abraham Hicks on your left side, you can see that insecurity and guilt is pretty low, right? Onto that, not pyramid, but that scale. And so my invitation to you is to really like change the story little by little so that you can move up to 1, 2, 3 level at the time. So right now you feel guilt and insecurity. You're probably like, hey, I feel like I'm not present for my kids yet. I'm not present for my client either. So it's very difficult to nurture both of them. So move up to that. I feel discouraged because I feel like nothing can be done right now. So now you feel discouragement, which is actually a higher emotion than guilt and insecurity. And so by changing, tweaking a little bit the story that you tell yourself, you go to that next level until you feel hopeful, until you feel content. And this happened just by you choosing to work on out your thoughts. Does it make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering if our other guest, Val, has anything to add to this, if there's anything to share.
Val is one of my clients, so I know her very, very well.
Okay.
I was eating. That's why. Sorry, that's why I took my camera off. I've seen parts of it before because Charlotte showed it to me, but I like how she explained it. It made more sense to me again because I'm trying to figure all this out. And in looking at it like business and career, I put a 6, but I also put hopefulness because of some of the new things that I'm learning from Charlotte. So I'm really hopeful that a lot of these things, I'm going to figure them out and start putting them all together. So listening again to it and going, oh, there's a piece there. And it's kind of like a puzzle for me. I keep getting more pieces to add to the puzzle. And so it's been very helpful. Thank you.
And I love that you share that, Val, because see, a number 6 for Val doesn't mean the same as number 6 for me. right? For Val, number 6 is helpful. For me, I would be more like, I'm bored or whatever. So it's so important to just check in with yourself, and everyone is so unique and different in their approach that assessment is, to me, super important. That's how you improve. Thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that. Step number 2, set the right goals and intention. You probably have heard about the SMART goal, right? And this is true. This is absolutely true. You want to be clear and specific when you set your goal. Unclear goal brings unclear results. And you want to be unapologetic about it. So if you set a goal that is like, I attract, I have 3 new clients, pay in full. I want the full things, right? Pay in full, sole client, 6 months commitment, whatever is your offer by December 2022. And you want to be unapologetic about it and not sending the universe any other mixed message. So if you go for 3, don't tell yourself, I'm going to be okay with 2. No, otherwise you're sending mixed message. So be clear and specific. Being clear and specific also means that you can measure your goal, because what can be measured can grow. You want to do something achievable, but it's a bit scary as well. There is no change in the result if you stay in your comfort zone, right? So you want to go into that level when the choice that you make is different, so that you can attract new results in the process of creation. You want absolutely something that is relevant for yourself, something that is aligned with your higher self, with your vision, and something that is time bound. So for each part of the scale that I showed you here, like the wheel here, for each of them, now that you have assessed where you're at, I want you to set a very clear and specific goal right now for each of them. And for example, for sell can be as simple as, hey, I feel then, or I closed 2 more people than I closed last month by the end of December, or I feel 2 times more confidence with my sales script this month. So you want to stay specific and measure that. Does it make sense? You all know about SMART goal, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you set goal for yourself every month, Kaylee? Julie, sorry, it's because I see the name.
No, but I definitely should. This is more of a yearly, I feel like a bit of a yearly thing, is to look at the goals as you're starting a new year, not so much of a resolution or anything, but I feel like I do a lot of my goal setting at the beginning of the year and not so much throughout the year. But these categories that you're giving are definitely a little bit outside what I would think of as well. So they're really great ideas.
Yeah. And, like the goal things, it's super cool to set specific SMART goal, whatever you call them. But the key is to really remember those goals, because when you set intentions once a year, you tend to forget. And sometimes it's not as clear as you would do every month, right? Because it's so far away. So I would call if you do every month, maybe every year, sorry, can be more working on your vision every month for what's going to happen in a year from now. And then by doing it every month, setting those steps in between that will help you to achieve that beautiful vision of you in a year from now. The key with goal is that you want to remember them. So write them down everywhere. Write them down. Have alarm on your phone. Just be able to remind them and to feel the joy of what it means for you to achieve them. If you are not where you want to be right now, it's not because of the things that you do or don't do. It's probably because you don't set the SMART goals, and you have some mindset blocks. What's going to happen with those blocks is that they're blocking your abundance river. And I'm going to talk about that onto the next slide. But you want to remove those blocks so that you can accomplish those goals. And by the way, if you feel icky about certain goals and feel like, oh, triggered about the thing that you tell yourself that you will accomplish, that's a super good clue about where your blocks land. And in order for you to go to that next level, you will need to put some work and unlock those blocks. This is what I call the vision quadrants. So it's the way you power up your goals with your emotion. So for each of the goals that you have set for your business, finances, personal development, reach, attract, nurture, sell, and serve, you want to pick and choose an emotion, an elevated emotion, so that every time you think of your goal, you bring the emotion. And the emotion, guess what? It's energy in motion, energy in motion. We are energy being. If we don't plug into our energy to create things, that we're missing out big time. We are 99.99999 energy. Absolutely, you can still create from the material words. You can absolutely do that, but it's painful. And it's a lot of energy that are wasted while you can plug into the power of your thought and your emotion to attract. Yes, you need the action again. You need to take the inspired action to signal that you're ready, to signal that you are at that frequency of success, so that then you can attract that energy back at you. And so that's why the emotion part is super important when you set smart goals. Does it make sense for all of you guys, ladies?
Yes, it does.
And it brings another level as well when you do your goal setting and when you repeat your goal every day and when you like really dive deeper into that work. So giving you like a few moments for you watching the replay to just like take some time, so you can even pause the video and really like, you know, get into the emotion for each part of your business. Step number 4, declutter. That's how you unlock the abundant flow. So from your goal and from the emotion that you want to feel, right, in each part of your business, you probably have some limitations, some stories, some limiting beliefs and thoughts that hold you back. So as soon as you say like, I'm going to make like 100K this month, what's coming for you? What are the thoughts? What is like, I don't have enough time, or I'm not able to, I'm not worth it, I'm not enough. All the story plays a massive role in the way you attract abundance to you. All the little rocks, all this limitation, limiting belief, stories, thought, they are rocks that are put onto your abundant river. You want to unlock them. You want to remove them one after one. That means forgiving them. That means releasing them. That means be at peace with those thoughts, limitation, limiting belief story that you tell yourself. A good way to do so as well is to change the story and really like make the time to, number one, sit with those very strong feelings that you have. And little by little, while you forgive yourself, and you can use the up.Entrepreneur prayer to really like release that tension, release that pressure. Just, you know, rewrite the story as you go. Rewrite the story. The same thing as we did, Julie, with, you know, coming up from guilt to jealousy to contentment, etc., with the emotional scales. This is the same type of exercise that you do with your limitation. You change the story that you tell yourself. And if it means like telling yourself like 100 times that you are enough and putting like, I am enough in every freaking post-it, then do it by all means. The block are removed once you believe of the elevated emotion, like completely. When you forgive the weight that the limitation, the stories, the limiting belief, the negative thought are holding on you, when you forgive that part, that's when you can release them and you can step into the next version and you can be showered by the abundant flow. Do you have any question for that, about that?
I don't. I love it. I have a friend who, at the beginning of each year and throughout the year, just always puts out into the universe what she's going to make in a year, like her income, and just puts that out there, and she's always exceeded the amount, by just recognizing what, like, the, you know, where her limiting beliefs are, and what might be holding her back. And I think that's a really good example of what you're saying here, is just to put it out into the universe, that what you're asking for, and you know, look at any blockages that you might have there that's standing in the way of getting there, and going for it. So I really love, and I love that it's a river, the abundance river.
Yeah,
You want to go swimming in the abundance river.
absolutely. And you can literally shower yourself, because you deserve everything that you want, and you're supposed to receive everything that is on your list, on your dream list. The hard work is that. The hard work is not you posting on social media every single day, 3 times a day. The hard work is the work that you do internally on yourself.
Mhm.
Step number 5, positive anchors to raise the energy. That's what I was saying. Like when we talk a little bit about the goal setting, you want to see your goal, you want to write your goal at least once a day, right? You really want to dive deep into that energy daily. So set positive anchor to remember your goal every day and all day long. I have alarms on my phone that say, hey, a new client sign in, or you have to onboard a new client. I have post-it everywhere. I change my passwords. I use my movie as well, which is an amazing tool for, it's kind of the 4.0 vision board. It's a mind movie. So it's really tap into what you want and give you some affirmations. So you have like the music, the visual, and the actual words. So it works amazing to just remember when you want to go. Many people that use mind movie are already like doing their 5th, 6th, 7th mind movie, because they achieve all your goals. So once you're present for that specific goal, guess what? Everything starts to align and you start to take inspired action, which is the next step. Vision board or statements, do it, but review them, read them again. It's not something that you do once and forget. It's something that you keep going back and improve as you evolve with your vision. Question anything that you want to add, any positive anchors that you are actually utilizing and you want to share that is not here?
I use a vision board, but that's me.
Do you see your vision board daily?
I don't see it daily, but I will move it somewhere where I can see it daily. But I do love that. That's a bit of a ritual that I do every year, is the vision board. But yeah, that's a good one.
Let's power up the power of your vision board and place it somewhere where you can just like see it, like every time you have a doubt, every time like whatever, just sit in front of it, to just feel the energy, the positive energy shower into you. Step number 6 is inspired and aligned action to change your frequency. So this is funny, because most of the time we don't really understand what that means to take inspired action. And inspired action is an action that signals to the universe, to life force, to the source, to the frequency that you are ready, So for example, if your goal is to attract, let's say if your goal is to have like a 6 or 7 figure business, you know that you will need like someone on your team to help you, correct? But you're still like very resistant to that. By being resistant, you're sending to the universe that you're not ready yet. However, an inspired action towards that will be, hey, I'm going to write a job post. I'm going to be very serious about that. And I'm going to start the enrolling process of a team member. This is an inspired action that show everyone that you're ready for what's coming up and for what you ask for. So ask yourself, what aligned, inspired action can I take today to signal that I am ready for the result that I'm asking for? If you want like 10 more clients per month, do you have the capacity? If you don't, maybe it's time for you to write down a support coach or like some support to hire. So inspired action are very like well thought about what you want to achieve next. It's not just random. It's not just a random investment in yourself. It's like a calculated action that is really inspired by the vision, by the person you want to become. You have that just show you that you're ready and serious, that you want to change your realms and that you want to leap, that you want to access that quantum leap. By the way, quantum leaps very uncomfortable. It's massive chaos when they arrive in your life. The simple example would be when you become a mom. Massive quantum leap, you're changing lifetime, you're changing like dimension, you're becoming a new person. Any question, anything about inspired action? Do you want to share one inspired action that you're taking so that you signal to the universe that you're ready to achieve your goal?
I need to think about that one a little bit. I know if Kelly were here, she'd have some really great inspired actions because she's very good at acting and doing and making things happen, but I need to swish on that a little bit myself.
No problem, totally understand. And because it's supposed to be inspired, yes, you need to reflect on them.
Yeah, I wonder if Val might have something that she's got going on for an action.
Well, due to talking to Charlotte, I have been, I usually wait for people to come to me. I'm a copywriter. And so I usually am waiting for people to say they want my services. And I have actually deliberately, specifically, intentionally reached out to people and said, hey, I can help you and here's how. And I hadn't done that before.
Oh, and have you had some success with that?
I've had some people respond back to me. I'm still working on, one asked for more information. Several have asked for more information. So it's baby steps, but it's huge for me.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that.
Huge.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. And the last step is to surrender and repeat and just receive. Do you know the number of people who are completely like not receiving what's just in front of them? It's like you asking for more money and you find a penny on the floor, but you don't pay attention to it. Just say, thank you, universe. It's still more money than yesterday, right? When someone wants to offer you a cup of coffee, or you're the first one saying, no, I'm going to pay. I don't need that. This is sending the message that you don't want to receive. And so guess what? If you don't want to receive, it's going to stop giving so that you don't have to like refusing to receive. So it's something that you have to work daily, like receiving a compliment, right? Someone say to you, oh, I love your jacket. And you're like, oh, that's just like $10 at Zara. No, thank you very much. I appreciate and receive the compliment. So you just like learn and practice how to receive. And in order for you to surrender, there is a lot of things that you can do, such as meditation, can be active or passive. You can actually walk during meditation. You don't need to be seated and wait. Journal, reflect, EFT, which is also a very active meditation. Mind movies are one of my favorites. Vision statement board, connecting with the source, music, movement, anything that really like make you feel connected to you and who you truly are is a way to surrender. So repeat that often so that you open up the gate to receive more. Any practice that you do, Julie?
I am just starting some meditation myself. So I'm working through that. I'm practicing that. As well, I love the idea of putting in the music and movement piece, as well as your mind movies are very intriguing to me. So I'm very interested in what that looks like.
I'll share some links so that you can plug into that resource because it's super fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it. No, that's great.
So that's all I got for you today, my lovely ladies. If you want to book a quantum session, please go visit my website, charlottepetitenoble.com. There will be a call to action. You go through a series of questions. So I make sure that I can provide value to you. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I have just a couple final notes here. As you know, next Friday is Black Friday in the US, and it's the day that Canada has adopted as well. Kelly will hopefully be feeling better by then, and she's sharing some exciting news, a bit of a Black Friday special. You won't want to miss that. It does involve the next two Entrepreneur School events, the last two of the year, and they're designed to help you wrap up the year and launch into 2023 with clarity and excitement. And using some of the tools that you shared with us today, I'm excited to see what she's got. So stay tuned for that. And then if you like the workshop today, share it with someone. The replays go out on YouTube and on our website. And we really want to support entrepreneurs and everybody in their journey. We want to help everybody grow their business in different ways. So we have a great big library of workshops that we've been hosting since the spring. So we have lots of resources for new people starting out that might want to check them out. So yeah, thanks for joining us today. And Charlotte, that was amazing, and some really, really wonderful tips that I'm excited myself to try out. And I'm sure they're going to be useful for a number of entrepreneurs and just people wanting to break through in some different ways in their life and business. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.